Alright guys, so since opening my academy, I've been getting a lot of questions, mostly from white belts, about when is the best time to compete as a white belt, a fresh white belt. And you know, that got me thinking, just because it's been so long since I've started jiu-jitsu, and for me, I've kind of got a bit of a routine down, and I'm very familiar with what it's like to compete, that I've kind of forgotten, you know, what a white belt goes through on the very first competition. Luckily for me, my first jiu-jitsu match is forever immortalized on YouTube, and we're just gonna go through it today. Okay, let's do this.
Get the full experience.
All right, so I just remember it being super loud. I was so nervous. I had 0 takedown games. I couldn't wrestle for a squat, but I try for a little like cheeky takedown here, and I get butterfly swept right off the bat. And I remember being stuck. I remember thinking, man, okay, hip escape, I should be able to move my hips, but Aldo, the guy I'm fighting, did such a good job of keeping my butt flat on the ground, and I just felt like I had 0 mobility, and it felt heavy, and I felt so clueless what to do with my legs. Ah, man. And I'm like looking over to the people coaching me, and I don't understand anything they're saying right now. You can tell by the quality of this video how old this thing is, man, dang. Yeah, I try to pull a butterfly guard here. You can already see that, like, I'm flat on my back. I don't have any idea how to generate any kind of leverage. I'm trying to get closed guard again, but Aldo's doing a great job of stuffing my leg. And I just try to get up here, and yeah, at this point, he's like, no way. He stack passes me, controls my hip. There's 0 hip escaping happening right now. I'm literally trying to get up with my hands. There's no hip escaping. I get mounted. I'm trying to bridge like a crazy person, and I expose my arms, and there it is, arm bar. How long did that take? 1 minute and 50 seconds, man. Absolute whooping. I got spanked. Fuck, dude. Two months. Oh man, and I didn't even shake the guy's hand because I didn't even know that you did that. I just thought, all right, dude, you guys are done. And I walked off the mat, and it's like, yeah, but I mean, I did this after 2 months of training, so I really had no technique going into it, and I think that was the point. It was just like, get in there, get your feet wet. It was a small tournament, really had any kind of bearing. It was a small white belt tournament in some university in the Philippines, and it was supposed to be a very relaxed environment. It was just an opportunity for me to test the waters and see if I even like it, because you know, the thing with competition is it's not for everybody. You don't know if you like it until you've done one or a few of them. And I remember doing this one, and even though I got wrecked, I remember thinking, man, that was a great experience to build off of. I'd love to get another opportunity to do it again and prepare better and hopefully come up with a better result. So, yeah. Pretty interesting, man. 2009 or 2008, this tournament happened.
What advice would you have given yourself?
Dude, man, I remember not sleeping. I remember trying to sleep. I was so nervous. I had to leave at like 6 a.m. because the tournament was quite far. It was in a university in the Philippines that was really far away from where I lived. And my mom was going to drive me, and we had to leave at like 6 a.m. because the weigh-ins was at like 8 or something like that. And I remember, okay, trying to sleep, look at the clock, it was 1 a.m., look at the clock, 2 a.m., 3 a.m. By the time it was around 5, I gave up. I opened the TV, I started watching TV. I remember The Simpsons was on, like Simpsons reruns was on, and I just watched Yeah, I just watched television until it was time to go. I got a little bit of sleep on the way in the car, but essentially I was running on zero sleep. I was just so freaking nervous. It also didn't help that I went to this tournament with just one other guy. We didn't have anybody with us. I didn't really have a kind of a support group there. So I didn't know anybody when I was there. I did my tournament. It was me and another guy, and yeah, it was just, we were just so out of our element, and I was just so nervous about the whole experience. But you know, that's how it is. Like your first tournament, you're not going to have a lot of expectations. You shouldn't. You know, it should just be just to get the experience, get the feel of everything, get a feeling of waiting, get a feeling of stepping on the mat, performing while people are watching you. All of these factors like people screaming and coaching. And of course, you know, rolling with people that you're unfamiliar with. As a white belt, you're used to rolling with your teammates at the academy. And after a few training sessions, you'll start to get comfortable and things will become a little bit more routine. When you go to a tournament like this, you're rolling with people you never met in your life oftentimes. And so that adds to the nerves. And of course, not being at the gym, you know, the fear of losing in front of people. I mean, if you join a tournament, probably means that there's some sort of competitiveness, competitive fire in you, or you're trying to see if there is. And if there is, you don't want to lose in front of your friends or in front of, you know, random people. So there's always going to be that fear. But the first tournament is just getting your feet wet and just doing it, just ripping the Band-Aid off pretty much. So my opinion, man, I did this tournament 2 months in. I think the best time to do a tournament like this is if you feel like you can go and compete without getting hurt, you know how to break fall, you don't even need to understand the point system or anything, just do it. And the sooner you get that out of the way, the sooner you'll be able to really prepare for a tournament properly, which is, you know, that's the goal. The first one never means, I mean, there are people who do okay on the first ones, but no one ever really kills it on the first jiu-jitsu tournament. And if they do, there's some kind of like anomaly. There's some kind of like freak, genius, super talented phenom at jiu-jitsu. Most people will get spanked, so don't get scared to get spanked.